Hello everybody and welcome to the wedding of ina&jani. We are very sorry about the technical difficulties in the beginning, but internet and Plura is two words that we never have said in one sentence before this week. So my name is John and I'm a cave diver. I'm not diving today because I'm going to try to explain to you guys what is happening here from a cave diver perspective. And right now, ina&jani are in the head pool of the Plura cave, getting ready to dive. They are doing their checks and their double checks and their triple checks because every time we go into a cave, we want to come back. So we have it's almost like a helicopter pilot has a big checklist of things to do before the helicopter takes off. It's the exact same thing when we dive, especially in caves and with rebreathers, which is the equipment these guys are using right now. So we checked through everything several times. We check our body. Now it's helping her making sure there's no leaks in the mask and things like that. So the plan now is that once they are done with that, they will start the dive and try to get as fast as possible into the air chamber where all the other diving guests are waiting.
See you. Sorry.
And this wedding is also a world record attempt. It will be the largest dive access only waterlocked wedding, which is complicated to speak for. All the guests have to dive through a cave in order to go into a dry chamber where the actual wedding will be. The Plura cave is about 450 meters long from where they start now until the air chamber where the wedding will be. It should take somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes to get in, depending on how quick they can go. They are using underwater scooters to get it done a little quicker. If you swim, it will take more time. So most of the divers today are using scooters that will pull you after them into the cave pretty quickly. Now we are getting an underwater shot. Then you can see in front of the divers the scooters. It's basically a tube with batteries and a little engine at the end that will pull you in. On their backs they are wearing rebreathers, and the rebreathers is like a technical tool to help us get more out of the air or the gas that we bring with us when we dive. So right now there are bubbles, but some of these rebreathers, they don't produce much bubbles. Some of them produce a little bit, but the main point of them is that we will reuse the gas several times, so we don't have to bring that much gas. That's why Ina to the left has two black small bottles on the sides of her rebreather, and then she has a white bottle all the way to the left. The white bottle is air that she will put into her dry suit, because as you go deeper, there's more pressure, and then you put air into your suit to expand the pressure from the inside, so it equalizes the pressure from the outside. If not, you will be squeezed together like, not comfortable. And the two black bottles, one contain a basis gas and the other contains oxygen, and we mix them together to get a good optimal gas at all times. And these are really, really small bottles because we don't need that big bottles when we recycle it. And in addition, it's getting darker, so now we can't see anything in details anymore. But you can see the entrance. The light to the right is the entrance, and they are now following a line. When we dive in caves, we always use a guideline, which is like a white nylon rope that is put in everywhere you go. So you always have a rope all the way back out to the exit if you need to exit for some reason. Or just because you want to get back out again when you're done, which is good. Yeah, the sounds here is the engines of the scooter. It's pretty loud when you connect the camera to it. Now we can start to see the really beautiful formations of stone that is inside of this cave. See we call them scallops, these little things or little grooves in the stones. They are made by the water. The water makes these scallops based on how much current goes through the cave. And the Plura cave originally had really big airflow, something like 20,000 liters an hour or so. I had it somewhere. No, 20,000 cubic meters of water every minute. That's 20,000 liters of water every minute through the cave. And this is the way it was all the way up until the Kallvatnet, which is the water that feeds the cave, was dammed to make a power dam. So after the dam was built, they control the flow of water, so there's not much flow. So right now, the flow here in the cave it's so little that you can almost not feel it. So it's like swimming in a lake or in the sea. But because the speed of the water was so great before, we see all of these scallops on the rock that it's actually been made by water over a long time. And a lot of people might wonder why we are crazy enough to go inside of these holes. And as Sami Paakkarinen said in the movie they made, if I have to explain that to you, you probably won't understand it. Which I think was a nice way to put it. But what we want to kind of convey to all the guys who doesn't dive in caves is that this is something we do to get a really excellent experience of nature and being places that maybe nobody else has been before. And at the same time, we are really concerned about safety, security for divers and the environment and everything around the cave diving. The water in the Plura cave now is about 5 to 6 degrees. So I'm kind of impressed with Ina, who's now been lying in the head pool for about 1 hour, waiting to start the dive. She must be cold soon. You can see the suits they have are pretty thick and big, and they are made of a waterproof material. So these are dry suits, and they have dry gloves. So the only place they get wet is in the face and the head. They have a neoprene hood on the head, but the rest of the body is totally dry. And underneath that we have what we call a vams, which is more like a big one-piece thick suits, and then probably more wool and other stuff under that. So several layers of things to keep you warm. And in addition, we can have electric heated vests, electric heated gloves and suits. So technology has come quite far on that front too now. So if you if you get electric heated stuff, you will keep pretty warm in at least a couple of hours in these temperatures. Now you saw her, or is it him? Yeah. He turned his light around. When we use our primary lights to draw a little circle, that is the way we say okay in a cave. Because instead of using finger signs like we do when we dive places that are not dark, we use the lights and we just draw a little circle in the cave, and that means I'm okay, are you okay? And then the other guy does the same, and then we have communicated and everything is good. And we also use the primary lights to let the other know if we need help. Then we just flash the light back and forth a few times, and then we get their attention, and we can point to problems or discuss what we want to do next, things like that. You can see the bottle that says 36M. It's a stage bottle. It's an extra bottle, and the 36M means that it's good down to 36 meters of depth. And the Plura cave is not deeper than 34 meters on the way into the first air chamber. So they will not go deeper today than 34 meters. So yeah, now I can see the bottle's like 60 meters on the side. So, you know, one of them is probably correct. But still, they have these extra bottles as a completely separated security net. Because if the rebreather, the machine they are breathing on, has a problem, they will be able to switch over to a normal diving rig, which is this bottle then the bottles they have has a separate regulator and a separate breathing thing. So you can just plug it off, breathe it, and then you can go back and in or out without using whatever you had a problem with. So we are very big on redundancy. So there's always at least 2 of everything that is critical, and a few things like lights is often 3 or more. So we put small lights in every pocket we have, because if there's one thing you want to be sure of, it is that you always have a light. Now, the way you see the cave now is with huge video lights on Jani's scooter. You can see the lights there. Now he's turning them off. They're connected to the scooter to give a lot of lights when we do film. So when we film, we use really big video lights to light up the cave because it's pretty dark. Believe this might be a direct live from the air chamber where they are coming up now. They're probably going to exit pretty soon because now they've been there for a few minutes. So they're now on the way up to get to the air chamber.
Go on. Enter.
I can add a few details. We are at least 10 or 11 countries represented inside this cave today. As far as I've been able to figure out, we have divers from Norway, Sweden, Finland, Spain, France, Japan, Thailand, Singapore, Poland, and Belgium. Maybe even more, but that's what I've been able to figure out. And if my latest number is correct, there are about 69 divers that are already inside these caves or inside the air chamber waiting for the bride and groom to come there now. So before the live started, we shipped in all the other divers in teams of 3. So every 5 minutes we pushed 2 teams of 3 in. So total of 6 divers every 5 minutes for about an hour. And then everybody got in there and are now waiting for them to surface so they can start the actual wedding ceremony. It's pretty nice to see the sides of the cave now. You can see what the water has been able to do over so many years, making really, really beautiful markings on the walls. The line you see now, if you see there's a little line in the picture. There's in this cave there's a permanent guideline. The guideline goes permanently in, and we use that to both go in and out in order to be able to know the way in and out, which is a good thing to know. This wedding has been planned for more than a year, and we have an incredible amount of volunteers helping out from in the head pool. There are security people, there are medics, there are people helping getting everybody in and out of the water. And this is a logistics challenge more than anything else, because it's a lot of equipment and a lot of people that need to get into the cave. And inside the cave, there's a technical team that has been preparing everything. And here we can see them. So these are the first pictures from inside the air chamber. To the right, the Reverend Ben from the Church of Dudism. Yeah, it's cool. And we have Jenni carrying the rings to the left. And I'm hoping we are going to see somebody getting out of the water soon. could see a little fish there. There's trout in these in the river and also in the cave. The special thing is that the ones who live inside of the cave, they lose their color pigmentation and become more or less white, because they don't need to camouflage themselves anymore because there's no light, so they just stay white.
I don't see anything.
On tulossa juuri. Jep, moi.
Now we're seeing the live view from inside the air chamber or underwater in the air chamber. People are coming in to help them get off some equipment and get them back up on the dry part where the reverend and everything is waiting by the altar. There we go. The air chamber is pretty big. Plura cave is about 450 meters from the entrance to the air chamber, and then the air chamber keeps going for about another 450 meters before the cave starts to go deeper again. So it's big enough so that the air quality is pretty good in there. But in addition, we have also measured. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, as I said, the air quality is measured both before and during the ceremony to be sure that we have good air for the entire ceremony.
So glad you came. We are a little bit late because we had a fight.
We thought so.
Who won?
Yeah. You used the handcuffs in the end. See that live feed.
Tuolla kuulee.
Yeah, the ringing sound is the telephone. There has been installed a old school telephone system with a cable going into the air chamber. There's also 450 meters of fiber optic cable to bring out the pictures and sound that you are now seeing. Or it's a lot longer because it goes out of the cave and over to the party area, so it's probably several hundred meters more of cable.
Joo, ja sitten siellä on pari tussia, joka kaivos tussia.
You låter alltid som något möjligt.
All right. Beautiful.
I know I am.
And a hand.
It's like one of them comedy shows.
Jälkeen. The mayor is talking afterwards, right?
Yes.
Ei oo. No sitä on vähän vaikea tässä arvioida, mutta yritetään.
It's your job, eh?
So sorry that we have to see this. There was no other way.
I think we have another applause here going, yeah? Come on. Applause for them. Välkommen och tack för att du kom. Tervetuloa ja kiitos tulostasi. And welcome to the rest of the world who speaks a normal language. My name is Ben and it is my true privilege to be here with you all and to be part of such a special day for Ina and Jani. This wonderful couple has asked me to express their thanks to each and one of you for taking the time and effort to be here and to join them in their marriage today, here in beautiful Norway, land of Vikings, trolls and sexy nurses. Ina, he's not perfect, but you aren't either. So the two of you will never be perfect, But if he can make you laugh at least once, causes you to think twice, and if he admits to being human and making mistakes, hold on to him and give him the most you can. He isn't going to sing your poetry. He isn't not thinking about you every moment, but he will give you a part of him that he knows you could break. Don't hurt him, don't try and change him, and don't expect more than he can give. Don't analyze. Smile when he makes you happy, yell when he makes you mad, and miss him when he's not there. Love hard when there is love to be had, because perfect guys don't exist. But there's always one guy that is perfect for you. You. Remember?
Me?
Remember? She is perfect.
Oh, yes.
Okay? Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, the little things are the big things. Don't forget that. It's never being too old to hold hands. It's remembering to say I love you at least once a day. And it's never going to sleep angry. Okay? I will ask you, both of you. Never take her for granted, Jani. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. Yeah? Not live, not here. It's also not looking for perfection in each other. It's cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a good sense of humor. It's having the capacity to forgive and to forget, and giving each other the space where each other can grow. Okay? You're not only marrying the right partner, it's being the right partner as well. So, I'm going to ask you some very important questions. Okay?
I won first. When are we lifting this?
He's going to release this, yeah. Jani, do you confirm your love for Ina? Will you love, honor, and cherish her in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, for better or worse, with or without a cave, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
Oh yes, I do.
I'm sorry.
Oh yes, I do.
Ina, do you confirm your love for Jani? Will you love, honor, and cherish him in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, for better or worse, and forsaking all other black ducks, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Jenni. Just holding it for
How's
now.
the energy?
Just holding it for now. Okay. Jani, you can reveal the veil. Open the veil.
So you see what you get?
Cut.
We need to do this again. I'm sorry.
Wedding rings are a symbol of married love. The unending circle symbolizes that your love may never end. Jani, Ina, please wear these rings as a visible symbol of your shared madness, which should have no beginning and no end. Okay. May these rings always remind you of the of the vows and promises you have made to each other today. Okay. Ina, please look into Jani's eyes as you place the ring upon his finger, and repeat after me.
Hey.
No, just put it on there. We could have
Okay.
just put it on there. Jani, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love, passion, and commitment.
Jani, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love, passion, and commitment.
May it remind you you are stuck with me for eternity.
May it remind you that you are stuck with me for an eternity.
In return, I will give you a wet cave every day.
In return, what? Let's skip that part. But actually,
Okay, step a bit forward. Jani, whilst you look into Ina's eyes and place the ring upon her finger, please repeat after me. I will not drop this ring.
I will not drop this ring.
Ina, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
Ina, I will give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
May it remind you always of my unconditional devotion to you.
Too long.
May it remind you always
May it remind you always
of my unconditional devotion to
of
you.
my unconditional devotion to you.
That I am now your willing slave.
Now you're willing slave.
So you're holding it so long that I was thinking that you were regretting it already.
All right. Here we go. And here we go. Brand new line cutter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whew. Are you nervous now? Janne and Ina, by the vows and promises you have made to each other today, and with the strength of your commitment to each other, and by the power vested in me, it gives me true greatly pleasure to be the first person to pronounce you husband and wife. Congratulations to you both. Gratulerer, onneksi olkoon. I think we all want to see some serious kissing right now.
It was
Applause.
spoiler. This is why this is better than church.
Pekka. Come here. Right, we gotta now sign your certificates, and then it's time to pop some champagne. Pekka? Is he deaf? Pekka! Come
One
here.
of the Peckers, come here.
You have the marker? So first. Right, are your hands dry like I asked you? Very good. Sign on the dotted line.
I was confused
Here.
because you never called me my right name. Over there. Okay, like this.
Oh, that's good looking.
All right, here you go. Back here. For the record, you hold it. And now, the magical moment. Pull the
Not
tape
in
off.
my eye.
Becca, stay here. Where are you going? Wait for it. He's scared, eh?
He is actually quite scared. I think he just realized what he has gotten himself into.
There we go. All right. Give me the certificate back. Cross arms. And have your first drink on your merit. Applause again. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Raised in the Finnish tradition.
There's more. Good job, honey.
Thank you.
Yep. All the best of luck. And Becca, come back. Do I really have to call you back? All right. Glasses. All right. There we go. There we go. No, it's for you. Oh! Right. You want to congratulate these two? You're their witness.
Thank you.
There we go. And have a toast. With
Cheers.
Cheers.
Skål.
Skål.
And then also keep this.
Yippee!
All right.
Good job. Amazing.
Now it's done.
Shall we call the mayor?
It's the question of the day. Shall we call the mayor?
We call them in. Right. Make the phone call. Watch You're just gonna hold it.
That's your job, honey.
He's head of communications.
No olisiko nyt?
Hello, hello. Press this. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. I'll hand over the mayor.
Thank you, Olavi.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, then we'll start. Dear Ina, Therese Trenles and Jani Santala, you have come before me today to be joined in marriage. I wish to remind you of the deep significance of the commitment you are making to one another in choosing to live in matrimony. By entering into marriage, you are promising to stand by and support each other for better or for worse, in prosperity and in adversity. However, you are promising each other more than that. Marriage involves a pledge to love and be faithful to one another. Vowing to love each other for the rest of your life is the most difficult promise you can make to another person. It requires your setting high standards for your life together, and it requires your sincere desire to strive and achieve these standards now and in the years to come. That is the promise that you are making to one another today. When you're entering to marriage, you become one, but also remain two independent, equal individuals. There is no contradiction between love and unity on the one hand, and freedom and autonomy on the other. Love also means showing respect for one another. It is my privilege, but also my duty under the law, to impress upon you the importance of the promise you are now making to one another. And then I ask you, Ina Therese Trellnes, first. Do you take Jani Santala, who is standing at your side, to be your lawfully wedded spouse?
I do.
And do you, Jani Santala, take Ina Therese Trellnes, who is standing at your side, to be your lawfully wedded spouse?
I do.
As you know, have promised each other in the presence of witnesses to live together in matrimony, I now pronounce you lawfully wedded spouses. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I want the kiss.
Again.
That's pretty cool, actually.
That was so awesome.
All right, maestro, bring it on. Do your best.
Oh yes.
Has any introduced our maestro?
What? Please, Ina, go for it. 1 second.
So, here in this chapel, we figured we needed some live music. So from Finland, we have brought the famous Kari Silén on trumpet. Please welcome Kari. Kari!
Anybody else home? You want to
Kari,
Kari.
you have to come here for a glass of champagne. You have, well, it's well earned. Anytime. Han har slutat med glass.
I just dropped the button. You didn't finish it. What's wrong with you people? You don't like it? Don't want it.
She's afraid.
It's 8 minutes swim out.
Non-alcoholic, no way. It's Ben. Cheers.
Cheers.
And thank you.
Well, then nothing remains me to thank you all very much for coming and being so quiet and being such a cheering public. And a last applause for this couple before they go back and we continue the party outside. Right?
Woo! Can I have one last kiss before we go?
Yes.
Really?
Right, can we get this stuff?
Face the camera. Take the camera off. So Jenni on the side, Ben on the other side. Please. Oh, please show my stuff.
Just a sec.
Oh yeah, the veil. I dropped it when someone said let's go into the water.
Yeah. Look happy. You are married now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Ben.
Yes. You know, still need to fill this out.
Yeah.
But I can't read Norwegian. So.
Yeah, it's good.
Gonna get wet. And here's the light. You need the witnesses as well, yeah? Do we need the witnesses again?
Yeah, we actually do.
Sorry, I need the witnesses back. Becca? Dry glove, please. Wait.
This is
The entire canister flooded completely.
for place and date. That would be Plura, I guess.
Plura, yeah.
No, Plura.
Oh, Plura.
This should be your stamp, but that goes after.
Yep.
And then your signature.
Yep.
So witnesses are on
Yep.
these two.
Yep. I need the money. Okay.
Not dry.
Right. Anything else to be filled out? My name? Or
You should be here.
sign or name?
This is sign and name with block letters. So I would do a signature at the top and. Yeah, signature is for you, but he needs to be on the photo so they can.
This is for?
This is the stamp
Okay.
that needs to go after.
I need to sign somewhere.
You are here, Pekka.
Yeah, on the cross.
Okay. Glove is not dry anymore. Okay. Don't move.
Oh,
Okay, like this. Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
perfect.
There's the name.
I think what this looks like our signatures actually. Signature.
Okay.
So
Excellent.
and this should also be place and date. So we can probably
10.
put more down. The municipality.
Do another one? Another pen?
Oh, it's okay.
Right, it's going.
This is municipality, so this is marital kind of right, whatever. So it's municipality or vigselmyndighet.
Ja, precies.
Yep.
You have to put,
Det står inte. Huh? I have to put...
I can put it on here. your ministry title.
The ministry title, minister, celebrant.
Celebrant.
Yeah, celebrant.
So only for celebrities, I guess. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Are you sure that I don't need to run anymore here?
I told you to stay here.
Next time you have to run, it's just because I'm holding a cold beer for you.
Thank you very much. And congratulations. Yummy.
It was so cool when you guys came scootering in. It was so quiet.
So,
Nobody was breathing.
I go out with you guys.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
the order.
Motto, can you help me?
Look at that, this guy's even with proper
Big guys.
That's cool.
You guys are so great, you know that?
Beautiful.
It's the best ever, yeah? This was such a good
I
idea.
was sitting there like so excited.
Yeah, but, the beginning, before they arrived, I was like a little bit cold, but when the ceremony started, it was like warm.
It's the love, Pekka, it's the love.
So, is Tom Perignon waiting outside?
I heard.
Roope also need to start to get ready.
Rope is already there.
Roope is ready.
So, what
Okay.
is your last name now?
It will be Santala Jordbru.
Oh, okay.
And mostly because we are living at the farm Jordbru.
Yeah.
So that's
Look
why
at it
Janne
anyway.
is first.
You have to go there. Everybody stays in place.
Everybody needs to stay, yeah?
Ina,
Yeah. I need to come really close. It's the closest to get it.
All right. Where's your hood?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Dressing up anyways. You know? Yeah, so warm.
Yes.
Yes, maybe after this there will be a sponsor that wants to give me a hood that is fitting.
There we go.
Excellent.
All right. You're too high. Yeah. No. Don't move.
We need to sign anything when we are out?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
That's why they want to go
Unless they do this.
Sami. Voidaanko me mennä?
Oletko siellä, niin menkää.
Joo, siinä Roope lähtee.
I really have to. Second. We don't have garbage, right?
Thank you, everyone.
Taking chances.
I think I have to call.
Huh?
I think I have to call when they leave.
What?
I think I have to call when they leave.
Oh, yeah.
So the laminated version was better.
There's the whole thing flooded.
Oh, okay.
Small detail. Last step? No, you can feel it from the bottle.
There's nothing.
Yeah, this is the last step. Sami, you see that? That's in the camera.
Here. Congratulations. Congratulations. So, you're
I have to call. Jolla täällä. Hääpari lähti matkaan. Moi. Moi.
I didn't want to spoil the fun until we're here, but I'd like to make a toast to the people that have stayed in this cave some time ago, and I think this is to their help. Cheers.
Is there anything on the ceremony anymore?
No, this is where you take over, and Sami's in charge now. Behave.
Now the happy couple is on their way back from the air chamber. We can now see an aerial view shortly of the cave. So now all that is left is clean up in the cave, bringing everything else again and getting all the people safely out to the after party that is at the farm. This is the entrance to the cave. The little road that goes down from the car with the hanger ends up in the cave, and the cave goes directly to the left, about to the left now.
You got the weather inside.
For those of you still following, please continue to do so. We are now waiting for the bride and groom to come out again of the cave. We'll film that and show you. And for those wondering, new arrivals that didn't hear the beginning, the temperature in the water in this cave is about 5 to 6 degrees centigrade. And the air temperature inside the air chamber is something around 7 to 8 degrees. So it's not very warm, but we do have very good exposure protection with dry suits and several layers of undergarments, so we do keep warm. A lot of people also use electric heating vests and things in addition. From the air view now, we can almost see directly into the cave. The darkest part of the water is the actual cave entrance. It goes on for 2.6 kilometers and ends up in the Steinugleflåge, which is the other end of the cave system. the water in this cave is really, really clear. So visibility inside can be up to 50, 70 meters on a good day. So it's a perfect place to take pictures and generally dive. Down to the left you can see the camera stands where we are filming everything for the Guinness World Record attempt. On the way in and on the inside and out again, every diver will check in with their team number and name in order for us to be sure that we know exactly how many people went in, and also for Guinness World Record guys to be able to verify that by viewing the video reel afterwards. Cleanup is still ongoing inside. We have about 69 divers that needs to get out now. So the teams are kitting up. There are people helping them, as you can see down to the left. And we'll send people out in the planned order to be as effective as possible, so everybody can get back to the big party that is at the Jordbru farm now immediately after the diving.
Separate us from the past. The water came and blocked the mainlands. They separate us. The water came. Water came, kept us from harm. They kept us safe in its arms. there's no place I would rather be. Let's run uphill to try to river. Let's climb the fortress wall. Don't mind the flood, it will follow. And the men with the bows, they'll follow you. Came from the north to see ourselves. Now there's no way I will go back. Let's run higher to speak as we can. If the wind's from the south, you can hear them say, don't mind the flood, it will
And we have a live feed again from the cave entrance where we can see the bride and groom coming up from their dive. We now will have some interviews and some speeches and more info soon.
Done. Very well done.
Gratulerer.
Tack.
Congratulations!
Onnea.
Paljon onnea.
Turn it off.
Main pool. Asiatus.
Are you cold? No. It was quite warm in the chamber, I tell you.
It was warm atmosphere in the chamber.
The
Really
temperature
warm
and the
atmosphere in there.
atmosphere. I can take your mask if you want to.
Yep.
Whoop.
Come.
Okay.
Pool. Asiakunnassa. Loppu.
Double fit. Ja, fint fest. You want to give them a show? Yeah.
Take these ones up
Yep.
and come back.
We're coming back, so we just take the gear off. Paljon onnea. Paljon onnea.
After they have been able to take off a few kilos of dive gear, we'll get a little interview and a little bit more info with the mayor. So just hang on tight.
Well, top först. Håll stille. Då står vi med min mikrofon emellan oss och sidra.
Nu ska vi...
Det är ett litet intervju först och så är vi klar.
Så vittnena ska bli in på
den. Ja, de kommer ut nu.
Ja, okay.
Can we have the ceremony or the interview?
Well, we need witnesses for the ceremony.
Well, let's have the interview then. Wedding in an underwater cave is not something that happens every day or even year. How did you come up with the idea?
Well, it started something like 2 years ago. We were almost about joking about it, and then we were talking about it, and then it started to become reality. And here we are.
Well, it started like a really small idea, and then you could say that it got bigger and bigger, and it ended up like this, like the coolest thing ever.
What kind of an effort was made to make this happen? How much work was it, and how did you manage this all?
Well, it was easy. Well, not really. A lot of work from a lot of people. There was dozens of people and companies helping.
I think we're up to actually hundreds of people helping to make this become reality. And if you look at the people inside that cave, like they've done such an amazing effort, and also the sponsors and all the others, the local community, even the mayor is here. It's been so many people that's been making this become a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, ourselves, of course, we could have managed to get married inside the cave, just the two of us, and with Ben and a couple of witnesses. But to pull something like this off, it's almost impossible, and you can't plan for it. You need the goodwill from so many people to make this become reality.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you. How did it feel to get married in a cave?
Was it awesome?
Was the event as amazing as you thought?
It was even better.
Yes, absolutely amazing.
What about the after party? Is the location as exotic?
Well, the people are really exotic, and the location is quite good as well.
Yeah. And now the last question for the groom. Getting married must be an emotional moment in itself, but for you this place has also a different kind of meaning. You were part of the effort to rescue 2 Finnish divers here in 2014. How does it feel to return, especially when the reason is so positive this time?
Well, I have been coming here to dive this cave for more than 10 years, so it's really familiar cave for me. It has so many other meanings than just the accident, and this is also one of the reasons that we did this. That we are kind of giving a new meaning or new thing to think about related to this cave.
Kaikki ok?
Kaikki ok.
Give Roope up.
Now more and more teams are exiting the cave. The phone sound you can hear every now and then is the inner team announcing to the outer team that another piece of divers are on their way. So looks like they're almost done inside now.
Separate us from the past. The water came and blocked the mainlands. Separate us. The water came. Water came, kept us from harm. It kept us safe in its arms. The water came and took us far into the sea. Lord. The water came. I've seen things, I saw the weather, and I've seen things, I saw the weather. I've seen the sun, I've seen your smile, and I've seen the rain, I saw you cry. 'Cause I've seen the things you can't see, the things 'cause I've seen the things, I saw the weather, 'cause I've seen the things, I saw the weather, but I can't take the chance, you can't take the chance, 'cause you got the weather inside. I've seen the things, I saw the weather, and I've seen the things, I saw the weather. I've seen the sun, seen your smile, and I've seen the rain, I've seen better. You can't take the chance, you can't take the chance, 'cause I've seen the things, I saw the weather side. I've seen the things, I saw the weather side, but I can't take the chance, you can't take the chance, 'cause you got the weather inside. I see the weather, I see the changes, and I see the world, I see places, I see better, I see the world, and I see the rain, I see better. You can't take the chance, you can't take the chance, 'cause you got the weather I've seen things, I saw the weather side. 'Cause I've seen things, I saw the weather side. 'Cause I've seen things, I saw the weather side. I can't take the chance, can't take the chance, 'cause you got the weather inside.
Now we can see the last teams are getting ready to exit the cave. There are a few divers in the water still. And then we have the technicians and the service team and all the people helping out in the cave. So it's going to be about an hour before we have everybody out again, I guess.
Would it be so bad for me to taste a bit? Would it be so bad for me to go home? Would it be so bad for me to lie down? Would it be so bad for me to change for good? Would it be so bad for me to let go?
You haven't lost count yet?
Ursäkten, Ina. Det blir på finska.
Yeah, that's true. I'm avoiding it also for having beer and not very represented clothes. So I'm glad that when they took the stream, when the mayor told, they cut me out. Like there was only my fingers that were sold in the picture. So very good job, Anna. That's very good.
Ina ja Janne. Siellä olisi Ina. Joo. Ja Jenni. Rasse vinkkati kameraan.
Mastaralla temperalla. Oli se Mastaralla monasti sen mukana sillain niin nuoren. Aivan matkustajaksi, niin ajattelin, että hän keittiö hommia.
Not excited at all. No.
She's nothing.
Joo, se tekee vitun varmaan. Mä olin hullu pädäri nuorempana, ja sen takia kun tuli syötyä himassaan, niin oli vitun. Kaikki olla, se oli niin maista. Kyllä niin, sen tekemmin tahtoa luoda koko viikon vedessä silleen niin päivälliset ja lounaat ja aamulla. Tuolla on joku hommista, niin ei kyllä kukaan ole närppinyt.
No?
Yes, now.
Okay.
We are live.
I'm here.
Check where he wants us to stand.
Missä sä haluat nyt?
Ina, where shall we be?
Se on ihan putkea.
Är det grejt på det där? Dear Ina, Therese and Janne, Santala, you have come before me today to be joined in marriage. I wish to remind you of the deep significance of the commitment you are making to one another in choosing to live together in matrimony. By entering into marriage, you are promising to stand by and support each other for better or for worse, in prosperity and adversity. However, you are promising each other more than that. Marriage involves a pledge to love and be faithful to one another. Vowing to love each other for the rest of your life is the most difficult promise you can make to another person. It requires your setting high standards for your life together, and it requires your sincere desire to try to achieve these standards now and in the years to come. That is the promise that you are making to one another today. When you enter into marriage, you become one, but you also remain two independent, equal individuals. There is no contradiction between love and unity on the one hand and freedom and autonomy on the other. Love also means showing respect for one. It's my privilege, but also my duty,
under the law to impress upon the importance of the promise you are now making to one another. So then I ask you, first, do you take Janne Santala, who is standing at your side, to be your lawfully wedded spouse?
I do.
And do you, Janne Santala, take Ina who is standing at your side, to be your lawfully wedded spouse? As you know, our provinces are there in the presence of witnesses to live together in matrimony. I now pronounce you lawfully wedded spouses.
You have to say the most important part. You may now.
You and I kiss the bride.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then we'll do the paperwork.
Well, actually, we'll do one small thing first.
It's two for the price of one.
You have to be over here.
Yeah. Okay.
And on the side a little bit so we can...
Yeah. Jenni and Ina, Major, sir.
Yay! Great success.
The problem is when the bottle is
nervous.
Yeah, when the
Don't
bottle
blame your
is
tools. Don't blame your
No,
tools.
no, but the bottle is wet.
I think it was even cooler. I want to see that.
All in the bottle.
Yeah. It's only for 3.
Oh, there's plenty left.
Diving pickers, yes.
We start with, we have been practicing for a while now.
Yes.
One for the mayor. Check.
Allowing me to practice on yours.
And let's have a toast. So all the best and good luck.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Again.
Eat this.
And I propose 3 cheers for the couple. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
We are now more married than anyone else.
Okay, that wraps up the third part of the wedding. So now we are sure they are really, really married. So thank you to everybody for watching. And good night.
Would it be so bad for me to let go? Would it be so bad? Would I be this far if I never done wrong? Would you care for me?